Don Quixote, The Journey of Ideals and Reality. Don is not just a story about a gentleman lost in a chivalric dream, but also a journey of exploring human nature and the value of faith. This great work has transcended the boundaries of time and nation, continually sparking reflections on ideals and reality in the minds of readers. Don Quixote's story is a symbol for those who dare to dream, even when facing adversity and mockery. It not only reflects the conflict between fantasy and reality, but also serves as a tribute to the courage to live by one's ideals, even when the world considers it madness. With over 500 million copies sold worldwide, Don Quixote is not only one of the best-selling books in history, but also a literary masterpiece with immense influence, inspiring readers for over 4 centuries. The book touches the deepest emotions of humans: the desire to change the world, the tug-of-war between hope and disappointment, and ultimately the reconciliation between dreams and reality. Don Quixote particularly inspires romantic souls, those who carry within them the aspiration to transform the world while struggling with personal and societal limitations. Its commercial success also stands as a testament to the power of the story, a vivid illustration of the enduring nature of ideals in the hearts of millions of readers. Not every battle can be won, but every true ideal is worthy of being fought to the end. Part 1: The Beginning of Ideals, Becoming a Knight. In the peaceful region of La Mancha, Don Quixote, a middle-aged gentleman, lives a quiet life, but his heart does not belong to this mundane reality. It belongs to ancient tales of brave knights rescuing damsels and fighting for justice. He is so engrossed in reading books that he cannot distinguish between reality and fantasy. To the world, he is merely an eccentric old man. But inside him burns a fierce flame of ideals. However, harsh reality stands in stark contrast to his dreams. The world has abandoned the values of justice and honor. Instead, it is dominated by personal interests, injustices, and greed. Seeing this state of affairs, Don Quixote wondered, if no one dares to stand up for ideals, then who will? And so he transformed himself into a knight. With a rusty suit of armor, his skinny horse Rocinante, and a battered lance, Don Quixote began his adventurous journey. He idealizes the village woman Dulcinea as a noble muse, and along with his loyal companion Sancho Panza, he believes that he can change the world. Deep analysis, ideals, and imagination. On the surface, this story is a comedic tale of an eccentric man. However, deep within, Don Quixote symbolizes the courage to dream in a pragmatic world. He represents those who dare to live true to their ideals, even when deemed insane. Steve Jobs once said, "The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." This quote seems tailor-made to describe Don Quixote. He knew he was different and embraced it. While others saw windmills as lifeless structures, he saw monsters to be defeated. This isn't mere naivety. It's a testament to the power of imagination, the ability to see the world through one's unique lens and redefine reality with unwavering belief. This offers a crucial lesson in modern life. Sometimes, by merely shifting our perspective, an insurmountable challenge can transform into an opportunity for victory, the meaning of beginnings. Don Quixote's beginning teaches us that every great journey starts with bold first steps. Whether it's Elon Musk leaving Zip2 to start PayPal, or J.K. Rowling rising from unemployment to write the Harry Potter series, everyone who achieves the extraordinary must face initial doubts and failures. Don Quixote reminds us, no dream is too big if you believe in its value. Even if others don't understand your ideals, remember that the journey is not about gaining their recognition. It's about staying true to yourself. Practical application, an inspiring journey. 1. For those seeking themselves. Modern life often causes people to lose sight of their ideals. Caught in the whirlwind of work, money, and responsibilities, they forget the dreams that once set their hearts alight. Don Quixote reminds us it's never too late to start again. If you once dreamed of painting, writing a book, or opening a small cafe, but gave up for fear of ridicule, now is the time to reignite that dream. Be like Don Quixote, walk your chosen path despite the laughter of others. 2. For those hesitating to begin. Don Quixote's story is a powerful encouragement. You don't need perfection to start. His armor was old, his lance broken, and his horse feeble, but none of that deterred him. What mattered was belief, not ideal circumstances. Oprah Winfrey, one of the world's most powerful women, was fired as a reporter for being unfit for television. Instead of giving up, she started anew. Don Quixote's journey teaches us that with self-belief, the greatest achievements are within reach. Number 3, the role of companions. Sancho Panza is the perfect example of a loyal companion. Although he didn't fully believe in Don Quixote's ideals, he remained faithful, grounding Don Quixote in reality when necessary. In life, we all need our Sancho Panza, people who support our ideals while keeping us grounded. They might be close friends, trustworthy colleagues, or family members. Conclusion to Part 1. Don Quixote's journey is a bold call to all of us. Dare to dream big and live for your ideals, no matter what the world thinks. His story teaches that even in failure, the true value lies in daring to begin and fighting for what you believe. When you really want something, the universe conspires to help you achieve it, wrote Paulo Coelho in The Alchemist. But Don Quixote lived that truth, transforming ideals into action and inspiring millions worldwide. Don't shy away when the world calls you a dreamer. After all, dreamers are the ones who change the world. Chapter 2, A Journey Between Dreams and Reality. Don Quixote and his loyal companion Sancho Panza continue their fantastical journey along the dusty roads of Spain. This is not merely a geographical expedition, but a deep dive into the souls of two individuals, one daring to dream big and the other learning to believe in the extraordinary. Along the way, they face countless challenges, both external and internal, compelling them to confront the essence of ideals and reality. Strange encounters and initial trials. For Don Quixote, everything on the road is painted with the hues of his ideals. A flock of sheep becomes two warring armies. A rundown inn transforms into a grand castle, and an ordinary maid is perceived as a noble princess. His bold imagination acts as a mirror, reflecting a more vivid and enchanting world around him. But reality is unyielding. On one occasion, Don Quixote believes he is rescuing a group of oppressed prisoners, only to discover they are criminals being transported to jail. After being freed, they show no gratitude and instead rob and assault him. This scene disheartens Sancho Panza. "Can't you see that what we're doing doesn't bring any real results?" he exclaims. But Don Quixote merely smiles, brushing the dust off his coat. "Sancho, if we fear failure, how can we ever stand for our ideals?" This profound lesson resonates. Not all noble actions receive the rewards they deserve. Yet this does not diminish their value. Sometimes doing what is right is not about the outcome, but about maintaining faith in oneself. Sancho Panza, from skeptic to believer. Sancho Panza, with his practical nature, often doubts his master's ideals. Yet this journey changes not only Don Quixote, but also Sancho himself. Facing trials alongside Don Quixote, Sancho begins to see that, while reality can be harsh, ideals have the power to infuse meaning into everything. One night, resting under a starry sky, Sancho confides, "Master, I don't know if I can believe in your words about justice and glory, but traveling with you, I see the world differently, perhaps a little better." Don Quixote laughs heartily. "Sancho, that is the power of imagination. It helps us see not just what is, but what could be." This statement serves as a powerful reminder. On our own journeys, sometimes simply believing in the possibility of goodness is enough to change our perspective and actions. Traversing the desert of the soul. As they travel, Don Quixote and Sancho Panza cross arid lands, barren save for the scorching sun and distant dreams. Yet, it is in this desert that they learn their most valuable lesson, that the journey is not about the destination, but the experiences along the way. Resting one day, Sancho asks, "Are you sure you'll find the golden castle and noble knights you believe in?" Don Quixote responds, "Sancho, certainty is not necessary. What matters is that we keep moving forward. In life, everyone needs an ideal to pursue. Without it, we are like this desert, dry and meaningless." This lesson echoes in the modern world. We often focus too much on the end result, forgetting the value of the experiences along the way. Taking risks, embracing failures, and learning from mistakes are the true treasures of the journey, the people they meet. Along the road, Don Quixote encounters many individuals, from swindlers and farmers to noblemen. Each encounter teaches a unique lesson, but the most important is this: no one is too small to offer wisdom. Once they come across a shepherd boy being beaten by his master. Don Quixote intervenes, compelling the master to promise better treatment. Yet as soon as they leave, the master continues his abuse. Upon learning this, Sancho laments, "See, you didn't change anything." Don Quixote replies, "Sancho, we may not be able to change everything, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. If we don't stand against injustice, who will?" This story offers profound inspiration. Even when our efforts seem futile, they can be a beacon of hope for others, or at the very least, a testament to ourselves that we did not turn a blind eye to injustice. Dreams and reality, a reconciliation. Don Quixote continues to battle the enemies of his imagination, while Sancho learns to see that reality is not merely what lies before our eyes, but also what we can do to change it. Their story reminds us that reality may never be perfect, but ideals are what elevate human lives. Don Quixote's ideals may not yield the results he envisioned, yet they inspired Sancho and even those who mocked him. Conclusion of Part 2. The journey between dreams and reality in Don Quixote serves as a powerful reminder that, despite the difficulties and harshness of reality, holding steadfast to one's ideals is always worthwhile. If you ever face challenges, remember, we don't need a perfect world to create meaningful actions. All we need is faith and the courage to move forward. The story of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza inspires us to believe that even in the wildest dreams there lies a value, the value of daring to dream and act. Part 3. Inner Struggles and Death. The journey of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza reaches its poignant conclusion as the knight's lofty dreams collide with harsh realities. On their way back home, Don Quixote faces his ultimate challenges, not from imagined foes but from within himself, a battle between his brilliant ideals and the stark truths of life. The final challenge, awakening. On their journey back, Don Quixote resolves to undertake one last mission, to defeat the Knight of the White Moon, who challenges him to prove that the world no longer needs wandering knights. In a dramatic duel, Don Quixote is defeated. The victor demands he renounce his title as a knight and return to a mundane life as a gentleman. This defeat not only weakens Don Quixote physically, but also shakes the firm beliefs he has upheld throughout his journey. Sancho, once skeptical of his master's ideals, now feels a deep sadness as he witnesses the light fade from Don Quixote's eyes. The lesson from this loss is profound. Even the grandest ideals must face reality. But failure does not render the struggle meaningless. It is the very act of fighting for those ideals, regardless of the outcome, that gives the journey its true value. The inner struggle, choosing to live or to let go. Back in his homeland, Don Quixote falls into a state of melancholy, questioning whether his ideals were truly meaningful. He reproaches himself for chasing illusions and dragging Sancho into dangerous adventures. One day, Sancho tries to lift his master's spirits. "My lord, you have done what no one else dared to do. You fought for justice and for ideals the world has long forgotten. How could you regret that?" Don Quixote, with a faint smile, replies, "Sancho, I do not regret what I've done, but I fear I dreamed too much and forgot the value of reality. Perhaps my madness helped no one." Sancho, ever loyal, responds, "Don't you see? That very madness changed me. You made me believe that goodness still exists in this world and that sometimes believing in the impossible is the only way to live fully." This dialogue is not merely a reconciliation between the two characters, but also a heartfelt message to readers. Even when ideals cannot be realized, they still shape our hearts and souls in profound ways. The final journey, ideals never die. As Don Quixote's health declines, he renounces his title as a wandering knight and returns to an ordinary life. Yet deep within, he knows his journey has fulfilled an essential purpose, inspiring those who dare to dream and believe. In his final days, he writes his will and tells Sancho, "Sancho, perhaps the world doesn't need knights like me. But always remember, this world will always need those who stand up and believe that goodness still prevails. Never let reality kill your dreams." This poignant message serves as a farewell not only to Sancho but to all of us. To dream, even once, is the greatest victory. The final lesson, reconciling dreams and reality. The death of Don Quixote is not the end of his story but the rebirth of his spirit. He teaches us that dreams and reality need not oppose each other. Ideals may not be realized, but they are guiding lights that help us live more meaningful lives. Failure does not diminish the value of the journey. What we learn, whom we inspire, and how we live wholeheartedly for our ideals are treasures beyond measure. The final journey, ideals never die. As Don Quixote's health steadily declined, he decided to abandon his title as a wandering knight and return to a simpler, ordinary life. Yet, deep in his heart, he understood that his journey had fulfilled an important mission, inspiring those who dare to believe and dream. In his final days, he wrote his will and spoke to Sancho. Sancho, perhaps the world doesn't need knights like me. But remember, this world will always need those who dare to rise and believe that goodness still exists. Never let reality extinguish your dreams. This heartfelt statement became not only a poignant farewell to Sancho, but also a timeless message for all of us. To dream, even once, is the greatest victory. The final lesson, reconciling dreams and reality. Don Quixote's death was not the end of the story, but the rebirth of his spirit. He taught us that dreams and reality need not exclude one another. Ideals, though they may not materialize, are guiding lights that give life deeper meaning. Failure does not diminish the value of the journey. What we learn, who we inspire, and how fully we live for our ideals are the greatest treasures. Don Quixote's story is not one of a madman, but a tale of courage to live authentically. For those with dreamy souls, this ending serves as a reminder. Life is not defined by success or failure, but by the bravery to live fully for what you believe in. If you are searching for meaning in your journey, remember, what matters is not how far you've gone, but how much faith you've lived with. Don Quixote's journey comes to a close, but the spirit of chivalry and his courage will forever live on in the hearts of those who dare to dream and venture into uncharted paths. As Sancho once said, it's that very madness that makes life meaningful. Conclusion and call to action. Don Quixote's story is not merely a journey in pursuit of ideals, but a lesson in living with courage, faith, and determination. He taught us, dare to dream, even if the dream seems foolish. Dreams are the driving force that help us overcome challenges and redefine the meaning of life. Embrace the journey, no matter how challenging the road ahead may seem. Success is not the prerequisite for value. Taking the first step makes all the difference. Seek companions like Sancho Panza who help you balance ideals with reality and remind you of your purpose. Don Quixote reminds us that failure is not the end. It is an essential part of the path to discovering life's true meaning. More importantly, every failure is a step forward in understanding ourselves and the world around us.
Call to action, ask yourself,
what have I lived for? If you've hesitated, let Don Quixote's words guide you. When you live with ideals, the world is no longer ordinary. It becomes a stage for extraordinary achievements. Rise, embark, and live a life without regret.